The Witness. There is no need for me to introduce the man of the hour to anyone present. We have been together since his journey began. We each, I am sure, have stories to tell. His record is clear and recorded in the book of his life. Since we are here to honor him with a Lifetime Achievement Award, let's go back and take a look at a few of his achievements. I remember when he and I wanted to get a few extra dollars. One of our friends needed a stove in their house since theirs had broken. He and I and another friend named Mac knew of a house up the block that the family had been assigned in Panama since it was a military family. We waited till about 1 a.m. in the morning and we broke, then climbed in the kitchen window. It was in the dead of winter, so he had a cap and I wore gloves along with winter coats to keep us warm. Once inside the house, we dislodged the stove. We laughed as we brazenly opened the front door and carried the stove out and ran down the middle of the street, singing, "We stole us a stove and we gonna get caught." On another occasion, we were working for a juvenile detention center. The kids in this place had committed crimes and were either waiting for court and released to guardian care or being transferred to state school. Either way, these were young people with issues that on most occasions didn't adhere to conventional disciplinary measures or standards. On this day, we had a loud and obnoxious young man who just wouldn't follow the program. To make a long story short, we locked up all the other juveniles and gave him a good session of wall to wall counseling. Let's say his bruises could not be seen, and he was never an issue after this. A young lady asked me to accompany her to our school's junior senior prom. She was a nice and well mannered young lady, one whom mom would be proud to call her daughter. From the start, I never treated this young lady respectfully, and I spent most of the night at the prom avoiding her. As it passes my mind, I had no concern for her feelings at all, and never once inquired about her prom experience. In a low voice, my thigh began to explain that each part of my body had its own story to tell, while my ears fluttered, acknowledging his truth. Each story would be related with unprecedented accuracy and were not affected by prejudice or any type of bias. It was as if their primary role was to document my life's activities and not walking or grasping or seeing unless that movement caused unwarranted distress to another entity, including plants and animals. My eyes began to water as my head dropped, realizing the magnitude of this collection of witnesses. If it weren't for the fear of my circumstance, I might have been able to enjoy the memory of some past experiences. However, this was not an afternoon theater. It was a matter of life and a repeating eternal desire for death, being played out in exactly the way it had originally happened, meaning I was not watching it or just listening to the tale. I was reliving the moments, including all the emotions and physical aspects of the story. Additionally, after the recounting of each incident, the appropriate behavior was shown to me and how that behavior would have benefited all parties involved. It was so clear that these behaviors were locked inside myself and were in every instance trying to fight their way out. As the years rolled by, their voices did not decrease, they actually increased. But my degenerate soul deceived my heart of its purpose. My mind wanted to kick and attempt to offer excuses, but the vision was clearer than light itself. I found myself up to my neck and reaching my nose in suffocating sorrow. Searching for any reason, I begged to be returned to life so I could make amends. A voice, loud and commanding, said, throw him to where he belongs for his life of transgressions." Then it asked, "Is this what you were promised?" They have eyes, yet they don't see. They have ears, yet they don't hear. They have hearts, yet they don't understand. And most of mankind are heedless of his signs.